Hello, everybody, and welcome to our another lecture here in our Research in Daily Life 2. My name is Sir Josh, and this day I will be talking about the format that we will be using for our research. So, unlike the previous years in the senior high school, the format that we used to use was um, the chapter type format. So basically, we used to have chapter one, which is the introduction, and then chapter two, the methodology. Three would be for the results. No, four and five would be for the recommendations, conclusions, and findings of the study. But for the interest of time and at the same time, to provide everybody more chance to finish and to have a more effective and or more efficient rather um, um, undertaking in RDL2, we decided to choose the IMRAD format. So IMRAD is actually an acronym and it stands for Introduction, Method, Results, and Discussion. So basically, these are just the content, no, of your paper. So you just have to write an introduction, your method, your results, then of course your discussion, and of course your conclusion and list of references. So at the end of the semester, unlike the previous years that we will be requiring, let's say, more than 50 pages or so, this with this format, you just expected to produce probably 10 to 11 pages or 8 to 11 pages at the end of the semester, and you will be doing this as a group, no? So let us start with what should you write in the respective section in the IMRAD format. So basically, the introduction contains the answer to the question, what is the problem? So upon identifying the problem, you must also inform yourself with respect to what the literature has um, has to say with regards to the problem that you have chosen. So in other words, in the introduction part, you now incorporate your readings in your related literature and related studies. So for instance, you'll be talking about water pollution. So particularly talking about pollution in Banica River, for instance. So you can start with something that's general, like water pollution worldwide, and then water pollution in the Philippines, nationwide. And then you can try to narrow it down to your discussion to Banica River. And why is it important? What does the literature say about water pollution? What compelled you to do the study? Right? So basically, that's the content of the introduction. You also try to hook the attention of your readers, why they should be concerned as well about your study, or why do they even have to read about it. And of course, in the introduction, you present here the merit of your problem, the merit of your study, why your study is worth doing. All right. And then the next is your materials and methods, or the methodology part. So basically, you just explain here how can the problem be solved. Like for instance, what kind of research design are you going to use? What will be the research procedure? What will be the ethical consideration? What will be the who are the participants of the study? Or if you are doing an experimental study, what will be your subjects, no, of the study? Will you be using instruments? Will you be using apparatus? Will you be using tools? All right. And then, of course, in materials and methods, you also emphasized here, probably if you'll be needing the approval of some authorities, or you need to have the thumbs up of, say, some persons. No, so you also identify here those things. So right after identifying what is the problem, you then identify how can the problem be solved. And of course, these are the things you'll be executing to literally answer your problem. And then, of course, after solving the problem, you now are expected to come up with results, like what was found out, what was the answers to the question, what are the answers to the question, and then what does uh, what does the number, like for example, if you're collecting some quantitative numbers, so what does your, or what numbers did you get, what percentage did you get, what's the average score probably that you get, no? So in other words, your results now will tell you, no, the quantitative and the qualitative data, that you're going to get. And then for the discussion, basically, since you already have some results, you will now discuss what does, or what do these results mean. All right? What are the implications of this? What does the literature say about it? Does literature um how do you call this one? Does literature go against, okay, your own results, or previous studies are now confirming, or you are now confirming the results of the previous study, or you are going against the results of the previous study? So in other words, you do a comparison and contrast, all right, of your results with respect to the studies of others, with respect to the study of the others, um, in the previous years, okay, based on the literature that you also have gathered, okay. So in here you can see, um, the title, the abstract, the introduction, the study site, the methods, the results, the discussion, the conclusion, the acknowledgements, and your references. So this is going to be the layout of your final paper. So for the title, what it actually asks the question, what's it about? What is it about? Like the brief, informative, and readily searchable by a person or machine. So what is it about? No? Um, your title must contain the key concepts in your studies. Your title must capture the entirety of your study. Your title must provide an idea to the readers what your study is all about. And at the same time, your title also um, can hook the attention of your readers. No, it's not something that you just thought of making, making one like a title of a song. No, it's not something that I think I like this title. No, making title for your research is something that is brief, something that is informative, and when you search it in the internet, or when you search it in your, let's say you do a Google search, it will easily come out. So for example, you will be researching about coffee, and then what about coffee? Say effectiveness of coffee. Okay, effectiveness on what? Effectiveness for what? So uh, just imagine yourself, no? If you're the one doing a search for your topic online, let's say on a Google search, what will be the important keywords, no, for it to be searched? So what is it all about? That's the title. And then the abstract, I will be having a separate session on abstract. You only write your abstract when the all other components are done, are finished. So for now, let us skip abstract. We will write the abstract after we have gotten results, etc. Okay, and then title, abstract, and then you have the introduction. So the introduction is going to answer the question, why did you do it? So this involves the problem, the importance of your study, the importance, what is known, what is not known, what are the unknowns, and of course, you embed here your research questions, hypothesis, and objectives. And as I said, also your RRL, or your review of related literature, and you also include here the related studies. So basically, you are going to capture what is the history of your research, if you think it's very important to emphasize its history, or if you think it's important to emphasize its statistical status. Say, if you're talking about hunger, what is the statistical standing of hunger worldwide, in Asia, in the Philippines, so that's also very important. And then, as you can see, the shape here of your introduction, it's actually like an inverted trapezoid, no? So what does this shape mean? The shape actually means that you start with the very general statements, or the very general overview of your topic. So again, if you're talking about technology, so you talk about technology at a very broad perspective, no? And then, or if you want to talk about, say, if your study is about, let's say you want to invent a fertilizer for a plant. So you talk about agriculture in a very general sense, and then you try to narrow down with respect to the challenges faced by agriculture, and then you start now talking about the aspects of making fertilizer organic. Why do you have to make it organic? And then what has the RRL, or what is the RRL saying about it? All right. And then what are the objectives, therefore, of your study? And what are the possible impacts of your study? So, in other words, you are narrowing down your topic accordingly. So, you have to follow this format. And then, where did you do it? That's the study site that is supposed to be part of your methods. So, I'll be providing you with a template of that. And then you have how did you do it? Not only methods, but also justifications, results, discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement. So for now, I will stop at a title and introduction, because these are the things that you need to submit in the activity that I will be posting here in Seoul. So for now, I will be putting instructions below. Let us identify first the title of your research, okay? Because I think that's one of the things that we have to finalize before we go down. So our approach will be like this: we will do your research piece by piece, no, piecewise approach. So for now, you have an idea what the title is, and what the introduction what will be the contents of your introduction. All right, thank you.